Good morning, everybody. Thursday, it is January 4, almost 6 a.m. Whew. Happily, I got 3 consecutive hours of sleep, and wow, feels like I was asleep for like a day. Uh, jobs start today. Today we get the private payrolls, 8:30, 8:15 in the morning. We get jobless claims. We get some services PMI, composite PMI, 9:45 after the open. Then we have crude inventories, and at 11:30 we have the 4-week bill auction. Now tomorrow, scroll on the right place. Tomorrow is the non-farm payroll report, the jobs report. So at the moment, there is still nothing on the table. And at the moment, I'll get to this in a second, we have 3 consecutive red closes on the SPX. We have engaged with that full moon low threat right there at 46.9782, almost 1 point shy of filling that gap from December 20th, 46.9835. On the SPX, we came down and touched the lower safe edge yesterday, but we have not produced a minus 1% day in this 3-day decline off of the highs. And over on the QQQ, we have 4 consecutive red closes. And all we have to show for it is this lousy VIX sub 14 t-shirt. As long as we've got this VIX just chilling in this 1339-14 range, we've got fuck all to work with. Now, from a technical point, I'll drag over a couple of screens because it's just easier for me. Where are you? Oh, you're over here. Almost got it over. The SPX 4-hour. You are oversold like a monster, down below 10. The NDX 4-hour, unbelievable down there in the low 5s. Well, get this out. I'll throw it back over. And because again, it's Thursday, it's the first week of the month, first week of the year. Come on, baby, and we'll bring it on over. We have these buy divergences that are not getting taken off. They're not getting taken off over on the 1 hours. Here you are over on the 1 hour on the NDX as well. Buy divergences are not getting taken off. What this indicates is that this is not your standard dip. And we've known that. We've known that this was coming for quite some time, and now we're starting to see, a little bit of payback for all of those grinding, slow range upward movements that we were getting back in December. But what we are doing is we are wiggling these overnight future 1 hours, which yesterday we were extremely oversold, like I showed, and we're starting to get a little bit of movement because those oversold readings that we're looking at on the 4-hour and on the 1 hour, those are based on recent 1 hours and from where we came from. As things settle and we continue grinding like we have, they will start to develop into, or not develop, but more so adapt to their environment, where much like what we had back in 2022, you didn't see these aggressively oversold, even though you were getting big -1, -2% days. And that's because the technicals had adapted. We're in that adaptation process right now. But again, looking at a 15-day, 30-minute chart so you can see a little bit of the zoomed out view of this, You had your big minus 1% day there over December 20th on the SPX, and then you had your gap up. Well, we filled that gap within a point yesterday, and we are now, over the course of 4 days, minus 94 points from that high that we placed on December 28th. What we've done is we have broken the iceberg off from its foundation. This is not the Titanic hitting the iceberg, not in any way, shape, or form. All that we've done is we have made a hello, this isn't the same as it used to be notification. And it's going to continue to progress like this for quite a few months. Just right now, it's an adaptation phase. We've got that gap unfilled, which we don't like leaving unfilled from overnight, and we have the other one there from over the weekend. We don't like leaving those gaps unfilled, but for now they are unfilled, and we are working on that 9th green week streak ending so that we don't get a 10th green week, and that would be a close down below where we opened up there on Tuesday, being at 47.45.20. 15-day, 30 minutes, what we're looking at here. Here's the QQQ on that same time frame. As you can see, QQQ has almost completely retraced that entire move, which brings you down there to around 46.50 on the SPX. We don't have it on the SPX, but we have it over on the QQQ. And we did break down below some very big warning levels. But again, we are very oversold at the moment. And it's something to be paying attention to, not something to be going and getting into any aggressive positioning. That's why we're already positioned very further out prior to all of this taking place. Now, looking at it from the IWM, again, this would be right around your SPX 4650. It has come down and created a little bit of damage, breaking down below that 197. Now, a break down below this 194, 193 area and moving into that euphoric December 13th move. The IWM's the only thing. It's your only hope. It's Princess Leia down there in R2-D2, which will probably be a guy, maybe even Dylan Mulvaney in the new Star Wars now that the franchise is taking a different direction. The only hope is to not lose this 193, 191 area. You lose that 193, 191, and all that you created from back there after having broke up above that 196 resistance area for months and months and months, the IWM is going to create the most lubricated shitstorm that nothing is going to be able to save it. So I will leave you with McDonald's. McDonald's. And again, sticking with this 15-day, 30-minute and letting it go ahead and load up. And here is our McDonald's. And our McDonald's, how yummy and delicious was that? So I put this out yesterday right around 5 o'clock in the morning, about 24 hours ago, 23 hours ago, and even was able to put a video together. Pretty sexy. I'm loving it, and prepped everybody up that looking for minus 295 with 290 being a big drop, leaving some options there on the table, either the 300 puts for January 19th or the 295 puts for January 19th. I like them both. And as you saw, I wound up going with the 295s. Very happy with the decision I made, as they closed at $3, $3.05 yesterday, and I'm seeing this as a nice start and an initial beginning for McDonald's. But more importantly, the one thing I want to really stress on this is the 32 trade plan and the way I created it. This is a spreadsheet that I've created for this so it's easier to track. 32 trades, where are you? Yeah, the 32 trade program, the way that I created it, and the way I decided to share it was the way that it's been explained. However, it was never intended to be used as day trades, only because have to take into consideration that somebody might not be able to day trade. They might have a job. They might have, you know, a brand new baby girl that they've got to go and change diapers for, Jack. So therefore, I don't look for shorter, very close. Like that's the reason why we didn't trade the January 5s. I went out to the January 19th. And because of that, like I explained in the video about the 32 trade program on how I am very hard on myself, that I did not close the trade that I was into yesterday because it would have been a day trade. And I am trying to make it as honest as it was intended to be and challenged to go through the entire 32 trades. So I'll look at this to close it as we move out, but I created this new column called peak. And it's simply there just to be able to judge how the trade would have worked had you stayed in the trade and allow you to kind of make adjustments as you move on. And as of now, on that SQ trade, well, it made it up to 849. It closed at 1090 yesterday. And my personal opinion, having broken down almost 13, 12 points, pretty big fucking minus 15% move in a couple of days. I kind of think that the trade is done. So that would have been the maximum that you could have gotten, was a ride from 3.25, $3 up to around 11.49. But again, it's just something there that I'm putting there to keep track of. So Excel spreadsheet, not a very difficult thing to create. Coming up with the calculations was a little bit hard for me to do. But there again, you've got everything that you need to, and you can keep track of yourself and you can monitor yourself because you're the most important person in your life anyway. So I will catch up with you guys in the chat room. Not really much to go on. 3 red days on the SPX, 4 red days on the QQQ. We've really done nothing during those -3, -4 days. So sit back, see what we get. We got the jobs report tomorrow. We're looking for a red week, and we'll go from there. Have a good one.